What's happening?
Whoa. Sorry, I had like a full screen thing going all of a sudden. I was like, I can't see nothing of what I'm doing. I always feel like coming out of the timer, I should be like, or like, you know, doing something exciting or whatever.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you could step that up next time, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm on it. Yes.
All we can do is try.
You know, thanks for judging. I appreciate it. I love how I can just turn you off. It's just so awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls that are joining us tonight, we have Ryan Wing on the show. Lyle may or may not be here tonight. For those that aren't in the know, Lyle has been moving and trying to run MacFab beadlocks all at the same time. And so things have been crazy the last couple of weeks. So I said, okay, I'm going live at 7. If you can roll, great. If not, that's okay. And we got Ryan on the show for sure today. So yes. We have lots to talk about. We've been at lots of races in the last few weeks. You went to Texas Nostalgia Drags, or what do they call it? I'm calling it
the Vintage Drags.
Vintage Drags. Thank you.
Yep.
That was at Little River, which is awesome. And
yes.
Then we had Texas Radial Roundup, the never-ending race of all races. I tried to get Barrett and Mikey. Well, I tried to get, if Mikey asks, I asked him to be on the show first.
Right.
I didn't want Barrett to be on the show. But if it's not Mikey, Barrett knows that I asked him first, but not to say anything to Mikey. Like, that's how this is
right.
working. Okay.
Perfect. So, they're not going to probably see this at all.
It'll be fine. So they both had dinner plans, which sounds like their wives told them they had to do something. So
yes,
I don't know, but that's what I'm assuming. So anyway, yes, Texas Radial Roundup, the never-ending race at Ennis. We're going to talk about that. Oh my God. And it was awesome.
Yes.
But it was long. And then the Spring Fling Million, which I just spent 11 days 1 week at in Vegas for the Spring Fling Million. It was awesome. It's the longest 5 days of my life. You know, it's I question my sanity every time. Actually, there's two things I do at the Spring Fling Million. One, I sit there and scheme the bracket card that I want to build. And two, I question all of my life choices. Because I easily could have made the same amount of money working at Home Depot for the number of hours worked. Actually, that's a common theme. That for me is Ennis for Texas Radial Roundup and Spring Fling Million. Yeah.
I mean, quality announcing at a discounted rate. I love it. It's great stuff. Uh-oh. You're gone. I cannot hear you, Chad. No.
How about now?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, good.
All right. Yeah. That was scary.
And it's fine. We won't talk about it anymore. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Good. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so I guess talk about Vintage Drags. I was not there. So tell us about the video. We ran it on Bang Shift. So tell us about Vintage Drags.
Dude, the Vintage Drags are pretty rad. I mean, you can't beat going to watch some good old-fashioned race cars get down. And, you know, for me, I went to the Thal. Thal's great. It's cool. There's a mix there. You know, you've got some guys that actually competitively race the nostalgia stuff, and then you got guys that got cars that look like they're nostalgic, but they look more the part than they are the part. But the Vintage Drags, now that was a different story. That there were some guys that were, I mean, wheeling the crap out of their cars down there. And it was pretty cool. You got to see A gas, B gas, C gas, D gas, E gas, and you know the A gas and B gas gassers that were there were,
oh yeah,
they were good.
Now, do they have any nitro cars there? Do they have Top Fuel or funny cars there at all?
No nitro stuff. It was all just
door cars. Okay. Any roadsters, altereds, any of that?
There were a couple there. There was a couple of slingshots. Yeah. One was pretty cool. It was a flathead powered blown. Little slingshot. Cool. It's pretty cool. It actually ran really well.
250 horsepower, but it hauled ass because it weighed 4 pounds.
Exactly. And it sounded like it sounded like a dump truck, just straight down through there. So that was pretty cool. Awesome. But man, there was a really cool car there, and I've seen this car run a few times throughout my life. And I knew his name was going to escape me, but it's a 41 Studebaker, and it's a really cool story. And so the guy bought the car in 2003. Well, it turned out it was actually the car that he raced for another guy in 1966.
Oh, wow.
And he raced it at that track in 66 and 67.
Really?
Yeah. And so he buys the car in 2003, gets home, starts working on it, tears it apart, and realizes, hey, this is the same car.
Right.
And so all he had was intentions of put it together to occasionally take to the track here and there. And it just, snowballed after that. And it runs like, I think, high fives, mid fives, and he's shifting gears. And he's like 77 years old, I think, 76.
Yeah.
Still jamming gears. Awesome. It's badass.
So did the event, did it help you with your 55 build, or did it hurt you for your 55 build?
No, I've spiraled out of control. It's a downward spiral now.
Okay.
Because I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's, and then there's actually been some things that have happened recently, like very recently, as of this morning.
Oh, okay.
That may change a little bit of my direction for a minute. We actually put in an offer on a house in East Texas with some property and a shop, and they accepted.
Is this the one you sent me the pictures of?
Not that one. We had to back out because my job, we had a guy leave, and I couldn't transfer, but he's back, and now they said I could take the East Texas position, and we found a spot, and we put in an offer, and they accepted our offer today. So now we've got to get this house sold in like 30 days. Yeah, no pressure. $5.
Who wants a house in Texas?
Yay!
$5.
No, we need a little more than that.
$750. $750,000? That do it?
That would do it. That would fix. Not only would that do it, but it would fix the 55 problems real quick.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, yeah. I'll tell you. Yes. So the 55. We will tell you what's going to happen with that thing later, because things are still fluid with the 55.
They're fluid right now. Yeah.
But it should be fun. So the next 30 days means you have to not have car things at your house now.
Yeah.
Wow. You have to go in I'm selling a house mode.
It was really bad timing. It was really bad timing. But it popped up. We went and looked at it, and I thought, we're not going to get it because, everybody's just jumping all over houses. And I said, well, let's just put in an offer. And then this morning, they're like, oh, yeah, no, they thought you and your boys and your wife, it would be perfect for you guys. I'm like, oh, good. Great.
Gold.
Didn't expect that to happen. But it's cool because it'll facilitate me for the future, which is good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah. Okay, so Dave Comstock in the house.
What's up, Dave?
Dave's making fun of me and my microphone issues because he's a smart ass. So let's talk Texas Radial Roundup. For those of you not in the know, that was not this past weekend, but the previous weekend at Motorplex. It's a weird radial event in some ways. And the reason I say that is because there are only 2 classes where times are shown. That was X275 and Limited 275.
Yes.
No, Outlaw 275? Was that one
Outlaw
also?
X, and
And limited. Those
Limited.
were the only three with their times. The
Correct.
rest of the classes were no time. And so as the announcer, that gets like, hey, which of these am I supposed to know and not know? Right. So it was awesome though, because I had my screen like covered up with post-it notes so people couldn't come just accidentally end up in the tower and look at my screen. Comstock comes in and he sits on the other side, like, so he's only looking at the back of the screen, which was good. But yeah, we laughed and talked talked about car buying experiences for his daughter and a bunch of stuff. Anyway, having a good time. It was the first time that Dave had Goliath, his Chevy Nova that everybody knows, on a 275 radio. And it didn't look weird. Like,
No, it
the
looked
car
great.
and it looked great. Yeah, it was awesome. And
It looked great.
and I know what it ran. I cannot divulge that because it was a no time event. But damn, in 4 runs, the first 4 runs, it went down the racetrack twice, pretty darn good. And the other 2 times, not so much. And then he got real good at going down the racetrack after that. And it was cool. He was in the small tire no time shootout, where there were awesome cars. There were some heavy hitters that showed up for the small tire no time class. And it was fun to watch. Blower cars, Pro Charger cars, nitrous cars, turbo cars, you name it. It was all there. And it was really fun.
Man, yeah.
There were some really neat things going on that weekend for sure. What was your favorite of the weekend?
Man, well, I can't remember his name. I've only met him this past weekend, but he has the purple or bluish Malibu that went flying 2 years ago.
Yes.
He's out of Kansas. That is one of my favorite cars. And that guy, I actually got an interview with him, and I know I'm way behind. I finally got my video done, and he did a little interview with me. Super nice guy. Feel bad for him. He got the car back, battled through, got the car to do what it was supposed to do, and he 2 years ago he had a problem with the wheelie sensor, and it came up and went flying, obviously. And he was on his way to having a good tune-up in the car, and it ended up an injector failed on him, and he torched ahead, so he was done. But that car is one of my favorite cars. But I mean, the event itself, like, you got to put it in perspective, right? As people who are there, like, I'm trying to film it, right? I'm trying to film it and try to make some type of video out of this deal, right? Right. It's so big that it's almost impossible. The only way to do something for that event is to live stream it and stand there holding your pogo stick the whole time.
Yeah.
And, but regardless of the fact, it is just amazing. It's grown so exponentially. It's crazy. And it's only going to get bigger. And I'm really happy for that because, I know Hollis. I've known Hollis since he was 17 years old. And, we used to do the street racing thing together, and back in the old Oklahoma versus Texas days. And we spent a lot of time around each other, Barrett and as well. And to see those guys succeed. And I know that Jennifer is the one that holds that whole glue together. She glues the whole thing together. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
100%.
And without her, the wheels fall off. But they did a really good job. And it was fun. It was fun. It was fun to see.
It is. And I'll tell you, so, Barrett asked if I would, come down and announce, and obviously it's, one of my home tracks. So I said yes. And where'd you go there, Otis? So I guess we started, the reason we're talking about it being the event that would never end. So TJ Bailey was in charge of track prep and made sure that this place was on point. Like, there was never a time where a competitor could be going down that racetrack and think it wasn't as good as possible, right? It was amazing. That comes time, right? It just takes time. We had a lot of cars too, a ton of cars. And so one of the things was that, I got there and was supposed to start around 5 o'clock on Friday. Ended up getting done around 3:45 or 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. Then back at the racetrack at
3 hours later. Uh-oh. You're gone again. What did Otis do? He did something.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, good. So anyway, yeah, left the racetrack at. I got home at like 4:40.
You got home at 4:45. He had to drive all the way back to Richardson, and now I can't hear you.
Now.
Yeah, I got you now. What did you do?
Okay. I think I got it.
Yeah.
So anyway, got home at like 4:45. Got back to the racetrack at 10:30. Keep in mind, I woke up in the morning earlier than I needed to get to the racetrack because I had to write blog items for the website. So then I get to the racetrack at 10:30-ish. Started making announcements, wrote blog items, all of those things. And then we ran until about 6:10 the next morning. I left the racetrack at 7:30. I got home at 6:30. I left the racetrack at 6:30, got home at 7:30 Sunday morning. It was ridiculous. And I will admit that at one point I fell asleep in the tower, sitting in a chair while waiting for cars to come back. We just were waiting because it was, going to be 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So I literally was just leaned back in the chair like this. And apparently, according to Jennifer, I had a pretty good symphony of snorage going on. I don't think she took any pictures. She didn't show me. Now, when she fell asleep a few hours before that, I did take pictures of her sleeping. Of course, I'm afraid of her, so I won't share them. But I sent one to Barrett and said, you need to take your wife for a very good steak dinner or something else. And he agreed. But yeah, Jennifer, definitely the glue that holds that place together. And it's funny because like I want to complain that it was so long. Like that's the easy deal. Just be like, oh, it sucks. It was so late. But really it like there were race cars going down the racetrack every minute. There possibly could be race cars going down the racetrack until you get to the very late rounds and you got to give people, 15 or 20 minutes to get back up. But it was awesome. And the track prep was on point. Cars were running incredible numbers. Again, a bunch of the event, no time. So, I can't tell you what kind of ETs they were running, but let me tell you, there were players there, like heavy hitters. And it was fun. It was fun to watch. That's for sure.
There was a lot of personal bests I hear from a couple of people. And
because the competitors did get their half of the time slip. So, so while it was no time for everybody else, they had their time slip. I heard there were a lot of personal bests. The weather was epic. It was so nice. It was like warm and nice in the day, but not hot at all. And then it just got chilly at night where you had to wear a hoodie. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect driving.
It was. And that's the thing. Like, sure. Like I was talking to Eric about this a couple days ago. Used to a race would be done by midnight for the most part. You could get a race done like back in the early 2000s. You go to Kennedale or wherever, they were up against the curfew, so they had to get it done. And there were some times they couldn't get it done because they hit the curfew or whatever. Yeah. And, and how many times like we got done racing at the track and then went street racing all night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, right.
And it seems like over the years it's evolved to where, back then Denton used to do a thing called Midnight Madness, and we thought it was awesome because we could go test our stuff at the street out there all hours of the night, right? Yeah. And they do it like once a month. And you're like, man, I cannot believe this track's open until sunup. Yeah. And now it's like just a normal thing. You know,
and it was like literally midnight was when it started. I mean, like gates opened at 9 or 10 or whatever, and everybody sat there and ate at the concession stand, and then racing started. And
and it ran till 7 a.m.
Right.
And and now it's difficult because back then you're young, so you didn't need sleep, right?
Right.
But now that I'm fat and getting old, boy, I start, you hit that 9, 10 o'clock. I'm like, how far in are we? And then everybody's like, we're still on first round. And you're like, this is great. I mean, I could tap an IV full of Red Bull and I still would fall asleep. You know what I mean?
Like, it's awesome. I love it.
But at the end of the day, it's like, it's sad because we couldn't last, and see it through. But at the end of the day, dude, where else can you go? Let's talk about this. Where else can you go? And for what was a gate fee? $25?
20, I think.
20?
It was only $20. Yeah.
Right? Where else can you go for $20 and get basically 24 hours of racing action? Whether you're around, like, even if the track's not hot, you're around the culture, the people, and that, I mean, that's, to me, it's 50%, right? 50% is the culture and what's going on in the pits. Hell, there's been sometimes where I go to the racetrack and I don't even know who's went down the track because I'm in the pits. I'm enjoying what's going on back there.
Right.
Well,
and I got to tell you, it's the whole thing, because one of the biggest deals at this race, to me, I loved it, is we had Oaks Performance Junior Dragsters running, right? We had 2 different age groups. That was great. But we also had 2 different age groups running Power Wheels. So either bring your own Power Wheels or there were Power Wheels on hand for you to race. It was a free entry. Any kid from 4 to 12 could enter for free. Okay.
Yeah.
We ended up with 2 age groups, free entry, and $500 going to the winner. Now, the thing was, we're sitting there and we're getting ready to start the first round, and Dave Comstock says, I got an extra 100 I'm going to throw on each class to the winner, right? To make it 600 apiece. And I went, hell yes. Now all you sons of bitches out here need to start giving me money to add to it as well.
Yeah.
Dave can't be the only one. And I literally started calling him out. I'm like, you brought stacks of hundreds to bet on the starting line. Give me one of them instead of losing it. Come on, let's go.
Yep. Lose it for a good cause.
Yeah. And we raised another $1,800. Another awesome. $1,800. So the winner got, so the semis ended up getting paid $250. If you lost in the semis, you got paid $250. The runner-ups each got $500. And the winner, I believe, took home $1,000 or $1,100.
Yeah, it was like $1,000 or $1,100. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. What? So, I mean, seriously, literally electric Power Wheels. And now everybody had drill batteries in them. Some of them were hopped up, all the stuff. But it was rad. In fact, the older kids class, one kid whose name escapes me now showed up with he had a 4-wheeler. That he pulled on a home-built gooseneck trailer that attached into a gooseneck ball mount in the back of his Razor Power Wheels. Okay.
So nice.
He drove it up there to the starting line, unloaded it, and the whole deal. Now, this thing pulled the wheelie. It was bad. Okay. That's awesome. It was so fast that the dad said, we're willing to negotiate. Okay. So in the final, they had negotiated a car and the back tire. Okay. And I said, oh, come on. I think you could do better than that. I think you could do it with 3. And so the dad agreed. So they gave him 3 lengths and the car. Oh, and the leave. 3 lengths lined up with the back tire and the leave, and they crossed the finish line like that. It was awesome. We had a great time. We had a really good time doing that on the front. And then there were foot races, also free entry, $100 or $200 to win. Was pretty cool. So
yeah, I think
it was fun.
Did Lamont from Forever Grudge, did he win 500 on a foot race?
I think he might have.
I think I heard he won 500 on a foot race.
I remember Barry K, the 18-volt DeWalt class would be the slow class. They're 48-volt, and you are 224s, a 48, 60-volt. I mean, if I had one, the thing would be 120, and y'all would be like, what? But anyway, yeah, it was awesome. We really had a good time. I'm trying to think where I was. Oh, I know what it was. Oh, Jet Black says it was 100 against Billy.
Yeah, that was at Yellow Belly this past weekend. But I think the weekend of Radio Roundup, he won 500 against somebody. Somebody was yelling.
Neil foot race, yes. So guys at these grudge and no prep races on the return road next to the wall right there, not on the racing surface, dudes will literally do 100-yard, not even 100-yard, like 100-foot race. And so they had foot races. And now, some of the best foot racing I've ever seen was at XRP, a dude in his socks. Was handing everybody their butts. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, he was doing it for a while. He ran a couple of races that were like $3,000, $4,000 on foot, barefoot.
Big money. Like he had been a high school and college track dude, and like he was letting it happen.
Lamont's always up for a race at 4 a.m. Yeah. Dude, even my 11-year-old, he's fast, and he wanted to get into that. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, they're doing it. Do you want to go?" He goes, "Man, to be honest, my feet are killing me." I was like, that's up to you.
Neil Sabo, is there a beer at the finish line? No.
If I'm running, it better be oxygen.
I think it's fun. Yeah. I don't. The only time I'm running is if I'm being chased. I mean,
if my life is in danger, I'll run, but I ain't gonna last long.
No.
Couple of serpentines and then fetal position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yes.
but
it was a good time had by, as you can tell, lots of adventures. The other cool part was that Kentex, was it Kentex? Yeah. Kentex Roofing Solutions or Roofing Systems was the title sponsor of the event this year. And dude, they had this awesome sponsor and like promoter and VIP, food and drinks and all that, like this big hospitality tent. It was cool. And the food was good and everybody had a good time there. So it was cool.
Oh, dude, I call it the concierge room. The concierge room was second to none. Yes. I mean, that was fantastic. Where else can you go in at any hour of the day and either get a hot dog or Chinese food? I mean,
that's true. They had both.
Barbecue,
fried rice, barbecue. Yeah. So what did we have? There was, and I say we used loosely because I was very strict on my diet, but there were hot dogs. Yeah, there were hot dogs. They had, they did have barbecue, pulled pork, and chopped beef both. Mm-hmm. They had chicken fried rice, which I heard was awesome. My dad made sure he ate all the things, at least one or two of all the things. So he just kept coming back and telling me what great drinks he was drinking, food he was eating. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Barry K says, I might run just to make last call. Okay. The barn, running is necessary to escape from dying. If it's a requirement to escape death, then I'm in. Otherwise, I don't go. I mean, if I'm I think I can take this guy.
Yeah.
Then I'm not running.
Again,
that
not far.
Fight or flight thing also kind of depends on how good you are at the fighting.
Yeah. Right.
You might need to be better at fighting.
Yeah, I'm decent-ish at fighting, but man, running is not my thing. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I'll deflect to someone else around me. Did you hear what that guy said?
Right. I know, it cracks me up.
Yeah, but no, Texas Radial Roundup, if you've never been, I don't care where you live, I don't care what you're doing. It happens once a year. You need to get
Yeah.
your butt in gear and get
Oh,
there
yeah.
because it is. But bring a sleeping bag or some type of RV. Because I'll be honest with you,
Right.
night one I left there at like 2:00 or 1:30, and I was half asleep on the way home, which was not good. That's why I left early Saturday night. But you know, you got to experience it because I mean I've never been to Georgia. You know, I've never been to Ducks race, and
Oh,
I know
right.
I've watched it at home a million times and thought, man, that looks off the chain. But I haven't seen another radial race besides Duck that was that good and had that much to offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun. We had a great time. There's no doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yes.
Barry K says he can't fight when he's only wearing socks.
Yeah.
There you go. Michael Allen is saying, let me know when that Malibu hits the streets.
Wait a minute. Is that my buddy Michael Allen? That is
It
my
must
buddy
be.
Michael. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I see him right there. He's kissing his sweet wife on the beach. Yeah,
There
you
you
ain't
go.
got nothing for me, Mike. Just go on back to the house.
Oh, are we going to lock it in? What are we locking in? Let's go.
He can't lock it in. He don't want to lock
Why?
it in with me.
Why?
Because he ain't got nothing right now.
Gotcha.
Unless he got something.
Is he okay, Michael Allen? What do you got?
Uh-huh. That's what I thought.
Nothing. Crickets.
Silence.
Chirpity.
No, he's typing away right now, but he's typing a novel.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see. Unless. Okay. Unless he says. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay. So Texas Radial Roundup. We had a great time, obviously. So then last weekend, So then it ended Sunday morning. So then Tuesday morning, I got on a plane and flew to Las Vegas. So I get to Las Vegas. We're there. It's the Spring Fling Million, and I'm trying to find a way. It's the longest, biggest, craziest drag race ever, and it literally starts Tuesday with a race that they call it the dragster race. So it's 32 cars only, $1,650 each to enter. The winner takes home a ready to drop an engine and transmission in it brand new dragster, $60,000 dragster.
Wow.
Tuesday night, boom. Now Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday are supposed to be $30,000 to win races. Friday is the million, and that race is a guaranteed minimum of $250,000 to the winner if there are 250 entries. And then the purse goes up from there with 495 entries required to give away the $1 million. Okay. Again, to the winner. That's not the rest of the purse. That's the winner. So then it changed this year. It wasn't planned to be changed, but it changed because Wednesday morning it was cold. We got started racing at 8:30 instead of 8:00 in the morning. It was chilly, and it was going to be chilly Wednesday and Thursday into Friday. Friday was going to warm up to about 70, and then Saturday was supposed to be high 70s. So Wednesday we run the 30K. There are 675 entries.
Holy crap.
So it takes 11 and a half hours to get through round one, right?
God.
So normally, if time permits, they allow buybacks. So if you lose in round one, you can buy back in. And what that means is you pay an extra, so it's $690 for your entry for Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. It's $2,000 for the entry for Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday buybacks are like $150, if I remember right. Okay. So if you buy back, if you lose in round one, you buy back and you end up in a buyback round where you compete against other buyback people and you have to win that round to get put back into round number 2 with all the normal people.
Wow.
Does that make sense? So that you're not just paying to go to round 2. You have to win still. You pay and you have to win.
You get another chance to swing at it, basically.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it was decided with 675 entries that buybacks couldn't happen because we were never gonna finish before it got too cold on Wednesday night. As they got later, they said, we're going to run as late as we can tonight, but we're not sure we can finish before it's too cold. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the week. We are going to combine Thursday and Saturday, which means instead of being 230s, it's a 60. Okay.
Yep.
And we are going to run at the first 2 rounds. We're going to run, the round 1 and the buyback on Thursday for the combined Thursday-Saturday race. And then we are going to finish whatever we don't finish for Wednesday. Okay.
Wow.
So that's what we did. So we did Thursday, we did round 1, the buyback round, and finished out Wednesday's race. But Peter Biondo's like, it's cool to combine them, but I feel like if we're combining these races and only giving you one chance to win, then we ought to up the ante. So we're going to make it, instead of $60,000, we're going to make it $100,000. So first round and buyback on Thursday. Friday, we wait and see how many entries we have at the end of round number 1, because you can buy in all the way until the end of round 1, as long as you go down the racetrack in round 1. We had 380 some odd cars. So the purse was $400,000 to the winner. Okay. Yeah. So the only thing that I have to say about that, I realize $2,000 is a lot of money, but I feel like if you're going to show up and be there, and there's 675 entries. Now, 675 entries means some of those people are double entered. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
But still, there are people that double entered into the million also. They paid $4,000 instead of $2,000, right? So I feel like if you're going to show up, you need to be prepared to throw the $2,000 and a buyback in, because it's the million, so that we can get 495 cars and race for the actual million. But, not my deal. So, the million goes down. A dude from the West Coast in a door car, a Beretta, an old Super Beretta.
Yeah.
Wins the whole damn thing. Andy Schmall. Okay. I believe he's from Oregon, if I remember right.
Mr. Consistency, eh?
Yep. And he won the whole deal. And against seriously heavy hitters. Like, the racing was amazing. Like, I'm talking about, the best losing package,
Yeah.
Okay. Like, of the entire day, the worst winning package. Sorry.
The worst winning package
for the whole day was like somebody that was 15 package, right? So he was like 7 on the light, right? Like, that's
right.
It's that tough. A bunch of people who were dead on and won over, right? For a total package of 1,000th of a second from perfect, right? I mean, just on and on and on. It was insane. So Andy wins the thing on Friday night. It's like, I don't remember, 1 a.m, something like that, when it got done, which I thought was pretty good. They actually did a good job getting through people. And Saturday, which normally is sort of like anticlimactic because it's 30 grand and it's like the day after the million, right? So you're like, oh, okay, 30 grand, whoop-de-doo, right? Even though 30 grand is real money, it just feels not that big a deal when you're talking hundreds of thousands the day before. But not this time. This time it's a hundo, right? So it's like,
yeah.
Let's see what happens. So we start off Saturday, we're rolling along. I'm like, why are we running so slow? Like, why is the pace this slow? I got stuff to do. Let's go. So the previous 2 days, Home Slice in the Water Box is standing there like this, looking down the racetrack, guys behind him. And literally when the light turned green, when the 2 cars left, like they let go of the button, then he's, okay. They are pulling up to the line when the other cars are, still on the racetrack or just barely pulling off, right? Like it's right.
It's sending them.
It's like 45-second pace. It's perfect. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm like, to Peter Biondo, I said, is there any reason why we're running slow today?
Yeah. What's going on?
Curiosity. He's like, what, dude? Cars are halfway down the racetrack or all the way down the racetrack before we're signaling a burnout. And I'd rather not be here until 2:00 in the morning, and because we still had, at that point, we still had 400 cars to run through. Okay. So he says, yeah. So they picked up the pace. That was good. I don't know, burnout guy was tired or what, but they figured that out. And off we went. But the dude that won the 100 grand on Saturday was the same guy that won the dragster.
Oh, get out of here. Dang. That's a healthy couple days at the track there, bud.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Dang.
So, won the dragster. So now he had his dragster and plenty of money to buy an engine and trans for it and haul it all around the country for a year racing it. So, pretty cool.
If I was him, I'd have left there and went straight to get a lottery ticket. Because, come on. You can't. God, wow, that's cool.
I know.
Yeah. All
and
this talk
Andy
makes me want
Schmalz
to
that won it.
Yeah.
When you win the million, you get they have showgirls there, like handing out the trophies and stuff, which is really cool with these big spring fling headdresses on and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a limo there to take you back to the suite where you can take you and your crew, because you get a 2,800 square foot, like 2 or 3 bedroom place at the, I think it was at the Venetian. It was at the Venetian. Yeah, 2,800 square foot, big giant ass multiple bedroom suite for 2 nights. You get it the night you win, and then you get it the next night, because they figure like the night you win, it's late and you're going to get back in the morning early to race again. So it's not cool to make you only get to use it for like 6 hours one night. So they give it to you for 2 nights.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal. So, yeah. So, Door Car won. Actually, a Door Car won all but one event. So, So, Dragster won the Dragster race. Dragster won the 100K. Door Car won the 30K race. And Door Car won the million. So, it was actually a split. So, if you were building a big money bracket car, are you going to do a dragster or are you going to build a door car?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm building a door car. Just because I'm arrogant.
Like, what would you do?
I'd build like the Oldsmobile version of the Beretta. What was it?
Oh, yeah. They had cutlasses.
They had Cutlass. The 90s Cutlass.
The old Pro Stocker. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm totally down.
Yeah, I'd do that or a Cadillac Baritz from like 91. Because
so wait. So here's the thing. So Pomona was the weekend before. Okay. Yeah. So there were several people that came from Pomona straight to Vegas to race in the Fling. Now, here's the thing. Old's Calais, Barry K said.
There it is. Calais. That's it.
So the one of the guys that came from the Winter Nationals in Pomona was a dude in a full-size box Caprice with a V6 in it. I believe they were a 4.3. It is legit an original taxi cab. Okay. It was a taxi cab. It is now a V as in victory stock eliminator car. V stock automatic car. Okay. It ran, I don't even remember what it ran in the 8th mile. It was like 8 seconds in the 8th or something. Anyway,
perfect.
That dude was number 1 qualifier in Pomona. So he came out and he ran at the Fling. He won an entry into the million, okay, in a raffle. And we had a camera guy, Lee, on the starting line.
Mm-hmm.
And when the taxi cab came around the corner, okay, to come under the arch, Lee rocked up to it and climbed in the back seat. And the dude with the taxi cab drove him into the water box, did the burnout with Lee in the back seat, okay, with his camera live, okay, and then Lee hands him a $5 bill and gets out of the taxi cab and he rolls up and stages the car. It was
That's
epic.
awesome.
That's
awesome.
It was so awesome. God, we had so much fun. Yeah. It was really awesome. Really awesome.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, first of all, I'd say, hey, best friend, how's it going there? Got Blake from Bad Treat Productions in here, which he is a bracket racing guru who comes from a long line of bracket racers. And after having this discussion, I'm going to turn Honcho into a bracket car because that's a lot of money to be won.
I know.
And all you got to do is be really, really good. Can't be that hard, right?
So here's the deal. So I was talking to my friend Susie and talking to her about this race. And she said, God, why are they drag racing on a Tuesday? And I said, oh, well, this is the special, 32 car shootout for a $60,000 dragster. She goes, what? I go, yeah, we race for 30 grand tomorrow and the next day. And then, 3 or 4 or 500,000 on that thing. And she's like, what? I'm in the wrong motorsport. I'm like, I've been telling all you people that for years. You're into autocross and stuff, which is all fine, but you don't earn shit from that. Like, no. And don't get me wrong, you don't make money drag racing. Most people don't. But if you want to try, then bracket racing is the way to go. Now, Lyle bracket raced last year and had his ass handed to him because he could leave, but he could not drive the stripe. And that's the part that people that are heads up racers that don't respect bracket racing don't understand is that you need to not run too quick, but you also need to get there first. So that means you need to be watching the other dude and you need to just barely take the stripe or strategy of pushing them out. So if you're behind and you act like you're going to catch them, right? And then you get right there and you dump on them so they break out and you win, or you go way down there and you're hauling ass and they're going to be right there next to you and you go, I don't know, I think I'm a little quick, and you dump and you hammer the brakes and they drive by you and break out. So, but who knows? Because the truth of the matter is literally, the best guys that are out there, guys like Sean Langdon and Luke Bagacki and Cirillo and Brian Cerruti. Brian Cerruti. All these dudes that are like have won a bunch. Cerruti's a foot brake guy. He's not even a trans brake guy. And his average light is in the teens. He is dead on balls, right? I mean, every time. So
I like that guy.
You got to be, a great driver, And, Wickham says there's a $50K to win 410 wing sprint car race tonight in Kansas. There you go. See? Circle track and drag racing.
Oh, yeah. You can't. Yeah, that circle track stuff is the bomb. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. Can't afford it. So let's stay away from it.
Well, and Barn is talking about $2 million man Verdi. So Verdi is a Pontiac guy. So how long ago was it, Barn? Was it 5 years ago? 4 years ago that he won the million in Vegas? So anyway, Verdi.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he about, let's say in 5, 6, 7 years ago, something like that, he went and won the original million here or on the East Coast. And then the same year or just, well, the next year in April, the next year. So he did that in the fall. Then in April, he goes to Vegas. On his way to Vegas, blows up a transmission, blows up a bunch of other stuff in his truck. He's just on a dually with an open trailer. He had a, I can't remember if it was a 68, I believe, Pontiac Firebird. Could have been a 69, but I believe it was a 68. Pontiac Firebird, Pontiac powered foot brake car. Or no, not foot brake. It was a trans brake car still. So, but anyway, Verdi goes and he makes it to Vegas like literally hours before the racing starts. Okay. All the way from the East Coast. So he doing well all week, right? He's in the money a couple of times or whatever, but doesn't win. Goes to the million, wins the damn thing. Like at the time it was like, probably 275 cars or something like that. He won like 300 grand. So he wins $300,000. I'm making the number up because I can't remember exactly. And at the time, you only got the suite one night. Okay. But Verdi is the reason why you get it 2 nights now. So is because literally Verdi is on the phone with his wife who's watching my live stream and going, holy crap, we could win this thing, right? He just keeps going rounds and rounds and rounds. He's in like the final 8. He's winning real money at this point, right?
Yeah.
So, he's bringing 50 grand home at least or something, right? So his sister-in-law, I believe, is the way it went, not important, says to his wife, you need to get on an airplane and go to Vegas. If he wins, you need to be getting on an airplane and going to Vegas. And she says, flights are refundable 24 hours after you buy them. Right? So
right.
It doesn't matter. Let's just buy you a ticket. His wife had never been on an airplane and had never been to Las Vegas in her life. And he won, and she was on an airplane and flew there. And Verdi went to Kyle Seipel and said, hey, can I use the suite tomorrow night instead of tonight so that my wife can be here? And Kyle said, we'll make it for 2 nights. Yes, you can. And that's so now awesome. That is why it's 2 nights because of Verdi. And Verdi was there this year. He's not in the Firebird now. He's in a 66 or 7 Pontiac GTO, gold, big tire car. Look, the body is all original except for a small cowl hood. And it's like Granada gold. It's badass. I believe they called it Aztec gold on a Pontiac. But it's cool as hell and still Pontiac powered and everything. So yeah, Verdi is.
But he didn't win.
He did not win this time, but he went rounds. He was definitely in the money this year, like in the 100K. In the 100K, I believe he was definitely top 16. He might have been top 8, actually.
Does he still have the Firebird?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, because, man, if he sold that.
He's had it for yeah.
I would get back in that Firebird. That thing's obviously pretty lucky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Firebird is good. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. There are a lot of great racing, stories and a lot of great racers that are out there. But, man, I'll tell you, it's fun to watch. The bracket race stuff, if you're not into it and you think you don't like it, you got to watch the races. They're super close. Like, every race is close. That's the thing. All the cars cross the finish line next to each other. Like, unless something really weird goes on, that's how it works. Even if you had a guy that has a car that runs, 690 in the 8th mile going up against a guy that runs 3/9 mile. It means he gets a 3-second head start, which means that dude's got to wait for 3 seconds and then is blowing by him at 180 miles an hour in the 8th mile. There are 3-second dragsters, 3-second top dragsters that are either blower cars, nitrous cars, whatever. Lots of bracket cars with nitrous. Lots and lots and lots and lots. Like most have nitrous, because that way when they decide, oh shit, I need to take this stripe, they can take it, right? So they never are spraying early. They spray in the lights. Yeah. So like Luke Bagacki, I've been told that he sprays 700 on his dragster. He has told me it's 500 on the dragster. And again, that's for less than a half a second. But the nitrous haze, right? The fat nitrous haze you see. Well, that's going through the lights. They're like, I mean, it's bad. And at night in the dark, oh dude, they'll shoot a flame out of the headers. I mean, it's on, dude. Yeah. It's bad.
The last couple of inches, just man, it's pretty cool. I bracket raced a couple times in my youth. Got into a couple of quick 8 shootouts, and I won a couple of them. And I thought I was a Saturday night hero. And then I went up against some really good bracket racers, and I realized that I absolutely sucked at it. But it's something I've thought about. I want to do the cheap street stuff that they're doing around here with this. I want to get into like the 650, 670, 690 index.
Oh, yeah. It'd be fun. Index stuff, that's basically, except, well, yes, because if you break out. So if you can run right on the index, then it's the same as bracket racing. If you're a guy that you're a 10th away and you can't get there, then all you're doing is driving it down. But Michael C. Floyd says Jeg sprayed with his horn, and that is true. Jeg Coughlin Jr., he races a 4-door Nova station wagon that is all Jeg's livery. But the truth of the matter is it's a total street car. Like, it has power windows. It has a killer stereo in it. It has all this stuff. I mean, it's fully caged, stuff, and it's a 5-something second, bracket car, but it has, but the nitrous in it is the horn button. So he arms the thing and he's driving down. And he just hits the horn button. So it's pretty cool. Whopping the horn. But he comes rocking back to the pits, and he's got like, what's the rock band that everybody loves to hate? That is,
it's either going to be Creed or it's going to be the other one.
Not Creed, the other one. The other one.
Yeah.
Look
the
at
guy
this
that
photograph is a song. Yes.
Yeah, what the hell's the name?
Nickelback. Thank you.
Do not judge me for knowing that. I do not have 5 of their albums.
I am not judging you. I am not judging you, but I am telling you, as God is my witness, I have been in his pit when he pulled up with Nickelback cranked up to 11 and got out of the car and was like, how about that, Chad? Another round. All excited, listening to Nickelback at 11. I am not kidding.
Oh, God.
So, yes, 100%. And
my
all of these guys are all stepping up. Nickelback.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's the one.
It's pretty badass. But I actually would like to build either a roadster or a dragster. My preference would be a roadster because I prefer a door car. So a roadster is like not a door car, but close. And so I would like to do that. Maybe next year we'll do that as one of the projects in the new shop, is to build one from scratch, just with tubing. Instead of buying a car, let's just build one, and see what we can do it for if you really did it at home. Bought yourself a bender. I already own a bender and notchers and stuff. But if we did it that way and said, okay, if you were doing this at home, you have the choice of either A, buying this bender, or B, buying a pre-bent kit, which you can do that too, which are really reasonable. And then putting one together. I think it'd be a fun deal. So we'll see. But yeah, the Million was great. I worked with Warren Evans at Drag Racer TV again this year. It's our 2nd year collaborating on this event. Warren in the tower, being the smart guy, running all the cameras, or running most of the cameras, I should say. He's running a down track camera, across the starting line camera, the tree camera, and then when we do replays, we have a finish line cam. Otherwise, I'm running the scoreboard camera and the camera that's chasing cars down the racetrack. So, and it's it's super fun working with Warren. He's a super nice guy. I love that guy to death. And so I hope we get to do more. If you know of a race that needs live streaming this year, tell them to hit me up. We have weekends that are available. Not a lot, but we have some. So it would be cool to get some more to do. And if somebody's got a budget that where they could spend it to have both of us, it'd be the best live streaming coverage anybody can have, because it is really cool what we've got going on. So it should be fun.
It's awesome. Yeah, I caught some of the live stream.
Yeah,
while I was
working,
yes, driving, listening, watching, hearing
yes,
this. Yeah,
for research. I mean, you're
in development. Yeah,
see,
it's science. It's a science thing.
Science, yes.
Yeah. It's in the math. It's all in the math. It adds up.
It is.
Yeah. All in all, I mean, I'd say for me at least, I know for you, it's been like 4.5 to 5 weeks of just back to back racing stuff.
Yes.
And I haven't even got to drive my car. So. So I was gonna go to Oklahoma to the truck gathering this weekend,
right?
But now that we have this situation going on,
you have to do house things.
I gotta start working on the house, so I'm gonna have to skip it, and I gotta get some stuff done. But I'm looking forward to LS Fest.
Yes, so LS Fest Texas is like a month and a week, I think it is, away. So 5 weeks
the 19th.
from now. I am going to possibly next weekend go to Lone Star Roundup in Austin.
Ooh.
I try not to go to Austin whenever possible, but
we'll
see. I might go down for some photo coverage. If I do, I'm going to go for one day, go down there, shoot stuff back. So I'll let you know. And then we'll see. But yeah, there's I'm going back to Vegas the end of the month for LS Fest West. So I'll be right back there, which will be, awesome. Yay. And actually LS Fest West is fun. And so we'll do that. And then I'm trying to think. I don't even want to know. I'm gonna open my calendar right now, but I really I know I'm kind of afraid to do it, because I think it could be dangerous. Oh, it really could be dangerous, because apparently it just screwed up my browser. Can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can see you too.
Oh, good, because I can't see anything but a big black
screen. But it got a little darker.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is wow, this is not good. Huh. Like, seriously, I have a big black screen on my computer.
Yeah, it looks dark in there. Yeah, you look like you're in a dark room now. I'm gonna be honest with you. On this side, it's kind of scary. I really can't see your face. I can only see your beard and your hat.
Wow.
And there we go.
Can you see
turn
me
it back on? Turn it back on.
Cannot. I have nothing open. Like, I cannot see you at all.
Oh, really?
I can't. So
you get the screens on. Uh-oh. Wow. Chad's gone, folks. Let's take a moment. Let's have a moment of silence and just pray for Chad, because we all know that internet hell is no place to be. I really hope he comes back, because I really don't know anything about bracket racing. But I tell you what I do know. If you didn't make it to Texas Radial Roundup and you were like, man, I didn't catch enough of the live feeds of the other 87 guys there that were filming stuff, tomorrow night on Streetcar Chronicles, we'll be putting out a video kind of just showing you a little bit of everything. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. And if you get bored and you want to watch it, come on by. And then bracket racing's great. You can win $1 million. This is awesome. I mean, I had no idea you can win $1 million. Michael Allen, great show, guys. Ryan, we will be looking for you. Can't wait to see that Malibu. Okay, so look, here's the deal, Mikey. The Malibu is always ready to rock and roll. Okay, it's hot to trot. It's full of straight muscle, and anytime you want to, get down, just let a guy know. You can slide into my DMs, and we can, we can make something happen. But of course, it can't be too late, because I'm getting kind of old, so I don't like to stay up too late. and then preferably on a racetrack because I really don't have the balls to street race anymore, and preferably a track that's close to me, which none of them are, but something with good food because I'm a big guy and I like to eat. That'd be great. Really, really, really hope Chad gets back in here because I'm fixing to turn on some Nickelback, and there we go. There he is. Okay.
I wasn't sure how it was going to go down. I didn't know what was happening. I really thought this is going to be bad.
That's touch and go, man. I didn't know if I should end it off or what, man.
No, you were fine. You were fine. Oh, God. Michael C. Floyd should be a East versus West LS Fest. No, because how would that work? There's so much now. I mean, you could take the winners from the things at LS Fest East and make them go to LS Fest West and compete against those people or vice versa. But quite frankly, the winners other than in drag racing, which is very Fest West, they all are at both of them. So there already is that kind of, let's see. And I believe that the event that they need to do, and they know I've told them this already, is Swap Fest. Yeah. So we need Swap Fest. We need to have Swap Fest where instead of it being just all LSs or it being Ford Fest where it's all Ford or Mo Party where it's all Mopars. I see what you're doing there. They need to have Swap Fest where you take it's things that didn't come with an LS, a Gen 3 Hemi, or a mod motor or whatever. So if you've swapped an engine into a car that never would have come in it, then, and I think you need to go more than big block. Like, I don't think you can show up with a 55 Chevy with a big block in it. I think you could show up with a 55 Chevy with an LS or a mod motor or a big block Ford. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, I know you have a vested interest and you want to.
That sounds to me like I can't come and play. It's okay, guys. I'll set this one out again.
Just another car. You just need to build another car.
Sure.
It'll be fine.
Sure. I'll tell you what. You guys hold here. I'll go inside and ask the wife what she thinks about it. And if I don't come back in 5 minutes, call an ambulance because I'm dead.
You don't ask her now. It's down the road. You don't need it right now anyway.
Well, that's right. It's the forgiveness thing. I always forget.
Why would you ask for permission way ahead? Like, that's not.
Did I ever tell you that my wife's a way better shot than I am? Way better. And I'm going to be honest with you, just looking at the comments here, it appears that Michael Allen has something up his sleeve. I would think that he has probably just gone out and purchased something new. Judging by the kind of guy he is in the comments here, I would assume it's something with like a rich Italian leather of some sort, probably something new because he doesn't really know how to work on stuff. So it's got to be something, with a warranty, So I'm excited. Yeah. He's a warranty guy. He's more of a warranty guy.
Okay. So let's talk about warranties then. So here's the thing. I know a lot of guys in like the late 90s through 2000s who were very like, who would buy a car under warranty and they would do stuff to it. And they were always afraid, like, oh my God, if I hurt it and, it's under warranty, like, oh my God. Or guys that wouldn't do anything to their car until it was out of warranty.
Right.
And I was always like, dude, now is the time to blow this thing up. Because I know that if I bolt a blower onto it, I can unbolt a blower from it too.
Sure.
Hello?
Sure.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I think now, don't forget AC and heat. Yeah, he's that guy. He can't get too hot. So listen, here's the thing. And I think they have technology now where you can see when the key's been cycled how many times. Yeah. So I think guys are like, well, if I tune this bad boy and then I break it and I got to go do that secretly little reflash deal, then they're going to come in and go, man, how the heck you only got 30,000 miles and the key's only been cycled twice? Well, I said, that's when you go, look, dude, I didn't build this thing. I have no clue. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about or that doesn't make any sense because obviously I've cycled the key a million times.
Right. because
but it's broken and it needs to get fixed. So yeah, we can sit here and argue semantics all day long.
Yes. Well, and if you got the kind of money to buy a new Corvette or a new Camaro or whatever, then you also have the money to go buy another ECU for it and have somebody, unlock it and all that and put it on the same VIN. And then all you do is put the new one in the thing and the switch. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean, I know all those things are not legal, but whatever.
Sure. I mean, it might be frowned upon.
Of course, yes.
Maybe
I am just not. I've never owned a car with a warranty, so actually, I shouldn't say. I've owned one car with a warranty, but I've never bought a brand new car. Yeah,
I own one with a warranty and currently has broken things on it that I need to take it in for. But they keep telling me they're a month out to get the diagnostic done. I'm like, dude, a month out to get the diagnostic done? What are you guys doing?
Wow.
Yeah, there are that many of them here. Wow.
Apparently,
I made a good choice.
Yeah,
stellar choice. Yeah, should have done a little more research on the internet.
Yeah. Yours is a Dodge. Imagine what a Ford dealership's like.
Oh,
it must be like they must just go, sorry, you're out of luck.
They're probably it's a revolving door. They got guys walking in and out there quitting left and right.
It's too much 24-hour repair. Okay, remember before we leave the show tonight, remember the kid in the Chevy pickup that got caught in the tornado and it spun his truck around and flipped it over on its side and then back right side up, and he was on his way to the pizza place or where he was working. Remember that?
Yeah.
And like some Chevy dealer helped him get a newer truck, like some used truck or whatever. Anyway, I joked all the time because about that, because I said if the kid had been in a Ford, he never would have been in the tornado.
He'd have been at the
because he'd have been safely at home.
Yeah,
pissed at his truck that wouldn't fire up for him.
Tornado didn't hit the dealership. Thank God.
Nope. Yeah, it's fine there. Oh God. Michael Allen says we ain't scared to throw some nitrous at it and blow some shit up over here. Why would you blow things up? Come on, we have nitrous.
Well, it's
today. It's modern times. We know how to do this.
You just, now that I know that it's actually the Mikey, you just got to know him because he's just that guy. He'll grenade it and then go call somebody and go, hey, this thing's broken. I need it fixed. Right.
And Nick Steger is asking, Chad, is the Civic still alive? Yes, it is. 404,000 miles, roughly 403 or 404,000 miles. You watched me drive it in the other day.
Yeah, it makes an appearance in the video tomorrow night.
Well, there you go. I drive it every day. It's my normal everyday driver. If you are out there and you have a line on a cheap 8.1 liter Vortec engine, I need one. And by cheap, I mean like less than $2,000. I need one. My dually, the other day, the dually developed a miss. And the miss is not ignition related. We've checked that. I shouldn't say that. There is a slight possibility it could be one spark plug that's bad. I'm not going to hold my breath for that. And the reason I say that is because I cannot plug out because I can't get a damn socket on it because the little heat shield or something is in the way and I can't get in there. And of course it's number 8. So it's one you can't get to. It sucks. So anyway, sure. But it also cranks like it has one hole that's low on compression. So I'm going to do a compression test on it. I'm hoping that it didn't have a valve seat or maybe it ate a cam. I don't know. Anyway, it's yes, Nick, I know that Richard has one. He just did testing on. But it's it's not happy. The dually is not happy. The big block in it is not happy. So I want another big block, but I want to put a 496 in it, the 8.1. And yes, I am going to put a S475 turbo on it, just like Richard did with the Junkyard 8.1 that's absolutely stone stock. 5 pounds of boost on it is what I'm going to put with an intercooler, and I'm going to tow my 40-foot gooseneck trailer with it and drive it all the time, and it will make 800 foot-pounds of torque. So that's what I want. So I need an 8.1 and I need it cheap dick. I could arguably, and I know this is going to sound funny, but I probably could build a really nice one for about that same money, because I could get some people to give me some parts in order to do an engine build story. But I'd rather build a big block that's cool for something else. The dually just needs to have a good torque monster, and that 8.1 would do it. So if you're out there and you have one, let me know.
I'll ask Dave if Steve, our LS dealer, has knows anywhere he can get his hands on them.
That'd be awesome. So there you go. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Ryan, awesome. Thank you for being here.
Support your local racetracks.
Yes. Go to your races. Go. Yeah, just go. Doesn't matter if you take your car or not, just go. Hell, if you don't have time to be there for more than an hour, go for an hour. And if you don't have an hour to go to your local racetrack, then literally send them money.
Send a donation.
Send $20. I mean,
the lines are always open.
Yes. Come on.
It'll
be good for everybody. So,
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys, and we will see you all later. Next time will be in 2 weeks. I don't know. Like, I know that like Lyle is right now on with Stevie because the other show ended up happening. I don't know how we got off on weeks, but theirs is supposed to have been last week, and I think they postponed because Stevie. But anyway, we're not supposed to be on the same night, but we are right now. So anyway. Go join them. And we'll see you in like 2 weeks and roll from there. So thanks again.
Check you later.
You guys are awesome. Have fun. Stay out of trouble, please. Yeah.
Or don't.
Trouble. Or don't. Whatever. It'll be fun.
Whatever. Live it up. You only live once.
Exactly.